A very good morning to all of you. In the last two lectures, we have discussed how to use a multiplexer, how to construct the different multiplexer. In today's lecture, we are going to see how to construct the demultiplexer circuit. As we discussed in the first class of multiplexer, we have already seen what is meant by demultiplexer. Just to recap, your demultiplexer is nothing but data distributor. It is going to distribute a data, like it's going to distribute one data among many output devices. Let's take a simple block diagram of your DMUX. Your DMUX will have only one input. So this is your data input, and this data input will be supplied to many output devices. So let's assume this is M devices or M output lines, and it's going to have N control lines. The control lines will decide the data should be reached to the either first device or second device or third device, and so on. So for a 4 output you need minimum 2 control lines. If you have 2 control lines, it can control 4 devices. That means it can transfer the data to the 4 devices. If you have 2 control lines, it can control 4 devices. That means it can select out of 4, one device will be selected for the data transmission. Similarly, if you want to have 8 output devices, that means your data supposed to distribute among 8 output devices. In that case, you're supposed to use 3 control lines. And similarly, if you want 16, then you are supposed to use 4 control lines. So let's take a simple example. 1 into 2 DMUX. So 1 into 2 DMUX will have the block diagram something like this. You are having one input and it's going to distribute among 2 output devices. That means you are going to have 2 outputs like Y0 and Y1, and this here D0, and you are going to have one control S0, and this here 1 into 2 MUX. Now we'll try to see what is the internal structure of 1 into 2 or DMUX. Since we need 2 outputs, your DMUX also works on the principle of using the AND gate action, as we discussed in the previous lecture. So for our 1 into 2 DMUX, we need 2 AND gates because we need 2 outputs. So your data should be connected to both the AND gates, because data has to be transferred, so it has to be connected to both the AND gates. Now I am going to take my select line S0 here. So this I am directly connecting to my, let's say, gate 2, and this I am going to connect with a bubble. Now this is my D0, and this is my gate 1, and this is my gate 2. This is my output Y0, and this is my output Y1. If you look at here, when my control line S0 is 0, your G1 will be activated. Because there is a NOT gate, your 0 becomes 1, that means your G1 will be activated. So whatever D0, that will transfer to the Y0. That means your output Y0 is nothing but D0. At the same time, your G2 will be deactivated. Similarly, my control S0 is 1. In this case, my G2 gate will be activated and G1 will be deactivated. In this case, my output Y1 will be D0. That means the same input, when S0 is 0, it is appearing at Y0. When S0 is 1, it is appearing at the Y1 place. So this is how you are distributing the D0 data among 2 devices. This entire thing will be in the box. This we call it as a 1 into 2 DMUX. Okay, now we'll try to see Now let us talk about 1 into 4 demux. So that means you are going to distribute your one data among 4 devices. That means you are going to have a block diagram something like this. You are going to have one data. Let's make it D0, and this data will be distributed among 4 output devices. So you have Y02, Y3, and you are going to have 2 select lines or 2 control lines, S0 and S1. I am going to show you the internal circuit of 1 into 4 demux. Since we need 4 outputs, we need at least 4 AND gates. These 4 AND gates are connected with our data. Your D or your D0 will be connected to all the AND gates. Now you are going to have 2 control lines, S0 and S1. I am going to take one line for S1, one line for S0. So please remember, wherever I keep bubble, that place only connection is exist. This is not connection, this is also not connection. Let's take S0 bar here. Similarly, S1 bar here. Now I am going to connect my G1 with S0 bar and S1 bar, and this is my Y0. Similarly, next gate I am going to connect S0 and S1 bar. This is my Y1. Next we are going to connect S1 and S0 bar. This is my Y2. In the next gate you are going to connect S0 and S1. This is my Y3. If I make a simple table, S0, S1, and both are 0, 0, which your gate G1 will be activated, because both will be 0, 0 means this will be 1, this will be 1, this G1 will be activated. Your output will be at Y0 equals to your D0. When you keep 0, 1, your G2 will be activated. Your G2 will be at this activated gate, and your Y1 will become D0. Similarly, if you take 1, 0, your G3 will be activated, your Y2 will be D0. If you take both 1, 1, your G4 will be activated, your Y3 will be D0. If you look at here, based on the control input, the same D0 is distributed among 4 output lines. So this is how you are going to construct 1 into 4 demux. Similarly, you can also construct 1 into 8, 1 into 16 demux also. So let's take this as your homework. So this all without any enable input. Now I am going to show you the same circuit with enable. Let's go to the 1 into 2 demux. So I can add one extra line here for the enable bit. So I'm going to add one more line here, one more connection. This will be your enable. If enable is 0, both the gates will be deactivated. You don't get the demultiplexing action. When enable is 1, you are going to get the multiplexing action depending on the control input. Similarly, if you look at for 1 into 4 demux, same thing, we can add one more line here. That will be a control line or enable line, or sometimes people take it as an enable bar also. So when enable bar is 0, you are going to activate the circuit. When enable bar is 1, you are going to deactivate the demultiplexing actions. This is how you are going to construct the demultiplexer circuits. And demultiplexer circuit will have IC numbers. So if you want to know that IC demux, we don't have separate IC demultiplexer. We are going to use decoder ICs for decoder IC for demultiplexing action. We have 74154 and 74138 and 74155. 7414 will be 1 to 16 demux, as well as 4 to 6 decoder. Similarly, 138 will be 1 to 8 demux. It will be 3 to 8 decoder. Similarly, 74155 will be 1 to 4 demux, will 2 to 4 decoder. So this is all about your demultiplexer. Now let us talk about the 1 into 8 demux. As you know, when you have 8 outputs, you need at least 3 select lines. Look at here, there are 3 select lines, S0 to S2, and this is your data in or D0 or data input. So depending on your select lines, your input will be transferred to one of the output lines from Y0 to Y7. If you want Y7 out, if you want data to be reached Y7, you are supposed to make S0, S1, S2 all 1. In that case, your lower AND gate will be activated and you are going to see the D output at this place. That means whatever D you applied, that will appear at the Y7. If I want to make my data appear at Y0, you are supposed to connect all the zeros to S0, S1, S2 to the upper AND gate. So you can see here this bubble, this S0 bar, S1 bar, S2 bar is connected. So in this case, your output will appear at the Y0 output. So same D will be transferred to this AND gate and appear at the Y0 place. This is how we are going to have a 1 into 8 demux. Similarly, you are going to have 1 into 16 and 1 into 32 demux also. Now we'll try to see how to construct the higher order demux using lower order demux. Let's start with constructing 1 into 4 demux using 1 into 2 demux. It is exactly opposite action of your multiplexing action. So what you are going to do, you are going to have first 1 into 2 into 2 demux. It is going to have one select line, and this is your D in, the data bit which you are going to transfer among 4 devices. So since we need 4 devices, I am going to take one more 1 into demux. This is going to produce 2 output lines that we consider as Y0 and Y1. Similarly, I am going to take one more demux here. That's also 1 into 2, and this is going to produce output lines Y2 and Y3. And this is also having one select line, this is also having one select line, and this is going to have 2 select lines, sorry, 2 output lines. Now I am going to connect one output line to as input to the second demux. This second output will be connected input as another demux. Now I have to choose my select lines for these demultiplex so that I should able to transfer my D in through these demultiplexers to the output side. So what I am going to do, I am going to make this as a 0, this also is 0. That means I am going to make a common select line for the both these two multiplexers. Let us assume this is 1 and this is 2 and this is 3. I am going to make S0 common for 2 and 3. I am going to make S1 for the first multiplexer. If I take combination S0 and S1, so listen carefully. If I make combination 0 0 0 1 1 0 and 1 1, now these are the possible combination. We'll try to see the output. Now if you look at here, when S1 is 0, but for these two combinations, when S1 is 0, that means this S1 is 0, that means you are going to activate upper line. So this upper line will be activated whenever your S1 is 0, and lower line will be activated whenever S1 is 1. So when S1 is 0, whatever the data that to be transferred will pass through the second demultiplexer. Based on S0, your data will be either appeared at Y0 or Y1. If you look at the first case, when S1 is 0, your data is transferred from this place to this place, And if you look at S0 is 0, that means your same data will be transferred to the Y0. That means you are going to get Y0 output. Similarly, when you take second combination, when S1 is 0, again your second line, your upper line will be activated. That means your D0 will be, or data will be appear at this line. Same will be applied input for this demultiplexer. If you look at here, S0 is 1. So when S0 is 1, you are going to get the data at Y1 port. That means you are going to get Y1. If you look at the second case where your S1 is 1, when S1 is 1, your second line will be activated. That means the data will be appear at S1, the second line, second output line. The same output will be appeared as input for the third demultiplexer. So in this case, whenever S1 is 1, the same D will be appeared here. When S0 is 1, if you look at the first case, when S0 is 0, the same D will be appeared at Y2 place. Similarly, when you take the last case, when both are 1 1, that means when S1 is 1, this line will be activated. Your D will be coming through this port and appear at this port. When S0 is 1, you are going to get the output at Y3 port. So this is how you can implement 1x4 demux using 1x2 demux. Similarly, we can also construct 1x8 using a 1x4 demux. Let's make 1x8 demux using 1x4 demux. We are going to use enable now. What we are going to do is we are going to take two 1x4 demux. And it is going to have 3 control lines. It is going to have 2 control lines, S0, S1. Similarly, we are going to have S0, S1 here. Now I am going to take enable input. This is my enable. I am going to give it 0 and I am going to give direct enable to this 1x4. This 1x4, I am going to have Y0 to Y3 here, and this will be Y4 to Y7. Now I am going to apply my D input to both the 1x4 demux. So this is my D in or D0. If you look at here, your enable will act as another control line. So if you take S0, S1, enable slash S2, if I make all the zeros and start writing the combination 001, 010, 011 and 100. If you look at these 4 combination, for these 4 combination your S2 is 0. When S2 is 0, that means when enable is 0, your demux 1 will be activated. So it's very clear, when enable is 0, this becomes 1 and this entire demux will be activated. At this, when this is activated, based on S1 and S0, your data bits will be transferred to Y0 to Y3. So when both are 0 0, your output will be Y0, then Y1, then Y2, then Y3. Similarly, if you take the next set of combination 101, 110 and 11. In this case, if you look at here, your enabler S2 is 1. When this is 1, your first demux will be deactivated and second demux will be activated. So in the second case, your second demux will be activated. When second demux is activated, based on S0 and S1, your whatever the data you are going to apply, that will be transferred to the output lines Y4 to y7. If it is 0 0, your y4 will be have the data, and similarly if it is 0 1, your y5 will have the data, similarly y6 and y7. So this is how we can use enable input as one more control input to make 1 into 8 demux using 1 into 4 demux. So this is all about constructing higher order demux using a lower order demux. Now let us make 1 into 16 demux using 1 into 8 demux. What we are going to do, we are going to take 1 into 8 demux and another 1 into 8 demux. So we are going to use with enable this time. So I am going to take 3 control lines S0, S1 and S2, and so I am going to take same control lines here also S0, S1 and S2, and I am going to take enable here as one more control line, that is S3. I am going to connect with one NOT gate, and I am going to give the direct input enable to the second demultiplexer. Now I am going to apply my data D in to both the demultiplexers. Now this demultiplexer has value y0 to y7, and similarly this is going to have y8, y9 and so on, y15. If you take the combinations here, a control line combination S1, S2 and S3, and S3 are enabled bar. Let's take all zeros, 0 0 1, 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 0 1 0 0, 0 1 0 1, 0 1 1 0 and 0 triple 1, then finally 1 triple. If you look at the first 8 combinations, your S3 is 0. When S3 is 0, your first demultiplexer will be activated. When S3 is 0, your first demultiplexer is activated. This demultiplexer will take the action according to the control lines. So in this case, S0, S1, S2. So if you look at these control line inputs, first 0 0, that means your output will be y0, then y2, then y3, and still get y7. So after 8 you are going to have 1 0 0 1, and if you still writing, you are going to get finally all ones. So in this set of input combination, your enabler S3 is 1. When enabler S3 is 1, your first demux will be deactivated because 1 becomes 0. This get deactivated. But if you look at this one, will be activated when second demux is activated. So based on the control lines, is again transfer the data to the output side. So in this case, you are going to get y8, then y9 until y15. So this is how you can use 1 into 8 demux to construct the 1 into 16 demux using enable input. Now let us construct the demux circuit 1 by 2 and 1 by 4 and 1 by 8. If you look at here in the first circuit, your S0 is a select line and D0 is a data bit. This data is going to be transmitted among two output lines based on the select inputs. If I keep S equals 0, then data input will be transmitted to the Y0. So if you look at here, my select line is 0. If you look at here, whatever the change I do at data side, that is appeared at the output Y0 side. If I keep S0 as 1, whatever I do at data side, that will appear at the Y1 side. Similarly, if you go to 1 into 4 marks, if I choose both 1 1, and if I change my data bit, your Y3 output will be changes. If I keep 0 1, your y1 output will be changes based on the data change. And similarly, if you go to 1 into 8 demarks, if I keep all ones for the select lines, and whatever the change I do at the data upside, that will be updated at the y7, and rest bits will not change. So this is how you can construct using basic gates all the demarks. You can extend it to 1 into 16 also. Further, we are going to see with the black diagram how your 1 into 4 and 1 into 2 and 1 into demarks will work. Now let us simulate the demultiplexer circuits. If you look at here, you have a symbol for demultiplexer where 1 is going to the multiple outputs. If you look at here, you are going to have 1 into 2, 1 into 4, 1 to 8, 1 to 16 demultiplexers. So I have chosen 2 into 1 demarks here, and this is my data line which is supposed to be distributed among 2 outputs, and this is my select line. If the select line is 0, my y0 will be selected, that whatever the data is here, it will be appear at y0. If I make 1 here, 1 will appear at y0, 0 means 0. So if I make my select line 1, my y1 will be selected. In this case, whatever the change I do at the D, that will be reflected at y1 place. Or you can keep the input 1 constant and you can change the select line. If I make 0, your input will be transmitted to y0. And if I make 1, input will be transmitted to the y1. So this is how your 2 into 1 mux distribute the data between the 2 output lines. Similarly, when you take 4 into 1 demux, this is my data. If I make 0 0, your data will appear at the y0 port. If I make 0 1, it goes to y1. If I make 1 0, it goes to y2. If I make both 1 1, it goes to y3. So in this case, your data is distributed among 4 output lines. Similarly, we are going to have 8 into 1 demux. In this case also same thing, I am making my data 1. So depending on my select lines, your data will be transmitted out of 8 output lines. If I make all 0, you are going to get y0. At y0, your output will be there. If I make 0 0 1, it goes to y1. If I make 1 0, it goes to y2. If I make both 1 1, it goes to y3. If I make 1 0 0, it goes to y4. If I make 1 0 1, y5. If I make 1 1 0, it goes to y6. If I make all ones, it goes to y7. That means the same data is transmitting from y0 to y7 depending on your select line. So this is how you can simulate your demultiplexer circuit. Now I am going to develop 4 into 1 demux by using 2 into 1 demux. If you look at here, so these are the 1 into demux for which I am named outputs as y0, y1, for this y2, y3. For these 2 demux I am given input from the another 1 into 2 demux. For this I am given my data bit D0. That means your data will be transferred from this demux to these 2 demux, and finally it will transfer to the output lines based on your select line. So what I did is I take a common control line S0 for both the demux and one more control line for this demux. So as long as your S1 is 0, your Q0 will be enabled. That means your data will goes to the second demultiplexer and will appear at the y0 and y1 depending on your S0 value. So that means your S1 will control the input from this demultiplex, this input side to the one of the demultiplexer. If S1 is 1, your D0 will be appeared as input for the second demultiplexer, and based on this select line, your demultiplexer input will be transmitted to one of the outputs. So let's make my input as 1. When both are 0 0, that means your Q0 is activated. That means your D0 1 will be went here, and my S0 also 0. That means your Q0 will be activated. So whatever change I do it, same thing will appear at the y1 side. Similarly, if I make 0 1, in this case the same thing again. This is 0. That means your Q0 will be activated, and your D0, whatever the 0, it will be appeared here. The 0 will appear at the y1 place because your S0 is 1 this time. If I make any change in the D0, that will be reflected y1 place. Similarly, if I make 1 0, so 1 0 means your Q1 line will be activated. That means whatever the data appeared here, that will goes to second demultiplexer or lower demultiplexer depending on select line your output will be received. Suppose if I make S0 0, that means your Q0 is activated, that means your Y2 going to receive the input. That means if I make 1 will be received, if I make 0 will be received when you have 1 0 condition. If I make 1 1, so your Q1 is activated, this demux, that means your D0, whatever the 1 value will be received here, the same will be transferred to Y3 because your S0 is 1, that means your Q1 will be activated. So whatever I change, whatever the I'm going to do at D0, the same thing will be reflected Y3. Similarly, you can also construct 8 into 1 demux using 4 into 1 and 2 into 1 demux. So in this case, I took two 4 into 1 demux and 1 into demux. This demux will distribute data between the two demultiplexer, and I taken common select lines S0 and S1 for both, and I took another select line S2 here. If I make S2 is 0, that means your Q0 will be activated. That means whatever the D0 that will be given as input to the upper demultiplexer. Similarly, when S2 is 1, your whatever the input here, that will be applied as input to the second demultiplexer. Okay. Now if I take first 0 0 0 0 1 0, if I take combination 0 0 0 0 0 1 0 1 0, then 0 1 1 and 1 0 0. So till 0 1 1 your S2 will be 0. That means for the first 4 combination your S2 will be 0 and your Q0 will be enabled, or Q0 output will give as input to the second demultiplexer, and your S0 S1 are changing 0 0, then 0 1, then 1 0 and 1 1. That means your output will be moving from Y0 to Y3. Let's run it. Let's make your S2 0 and make it my data bit as 1. When both are 0 0, that means this same S0 S1 is applied here also. It goes to Y0. If I make 0 1, goes to Y1. If I make 1 0, goes to Y2. If I make both 1 and Y3. Now if I make again 0 0, it goes to Y0. If I make S2 1, now the data will be received by second demultiplexer. Whatever the change here, the same change will be reflected the second demultiplexer output side. If I make 0 0, your Y4 will receive the data. If I make 0 1, it will be Y5. If I make 1 0, it will be Y6. If I make both 1 1, your Y7 will be receive the data from the input side. That's how you can construct higher order demux using lower order demux. Now we'll see the applications of demultiplexer. So as you seen, first application is data distribution. This we already discussed. And some second application, you can implement the logic function like what we did it in the multiplexer case. Now we'll start with the logic function implementation using a simple example. Let's implement half adder circuit or half adder expression with 1 into 4 demux. So if you look at the half adder, you need a 2 input, that means A and B. B is my MSB and A is my LSB. If I add 0 0, I am going to produce sum and carry. Sum will be 0, carry will be 0, 0 1 will be 1 0, 1 0 will be 1 0, and 1 1 will be sum 0 and carry 1. Now you know the expression for sum and expression for carry. You can write expression for sum as, let's give the output names as this Y0 output, Y1 and Y2 and Y3 output. Instead of M1, M0, M2 and M3, I'm going to write as Y0, Y1, Y2, Y3. If I want to write for sum, I'm going to write Y1 plus Y2 and carry will be just Y3. So if I take 1 into 4 marks, you need 2 control lines. Those control lines I'm taking it as A and B. Instead of S0 and S1, I'm considering the inputs of my half adder, that is A and B, and I'm going to take my data in always 1. Okay, whenever your select line is going to select certain value, the same input 1 will be transferred to the output lines. Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. You are having Y0, Y1, Y2 and Y3. Now I am going to implement my sum expression using one OR gate. Just adding Y1 and Y2, and sum will be directly, I am going to take Y3 directly. This is my sum and this is my carry. If I make 0, 0 here, that means A0, B0, your sum is 0 and carry also 0, because both are not activated. When you take both are 0, 0, your Y0 will be activated, rest will be 0, 0. So if I make 0, 1, your Y1 will be activated, that means it's going to be 1, that means whatever the D in 1, the same will be transferred here, you are going to get 1, that means sum 1, and Y3 is deactivated, so you are going to get 0. If I make both 1, 1, that means your Y3 will be activated, that means this becomes 1 because you are having D in 1 here, and rest all output will be 0, that means your sum 0, carry will be 1. Similarly, we can also implement using 1 into 8 demux for the full adder. So if you want to implement full adder, you should know the truth table. Sum and carry 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. This will be 1, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. Your output I am just renaming as Y0 to Y7. It is easy to remember. So if I take 1 into 8 demux, I can implement full adder because you have a 8 output expressions. So I am going to take 8 into 1 here. Sorry, 1 into 8 demux here. Same thing, I am going to make my D in is 1. And I am going to make Y0, Y1, then Y2, Y3, Y4, Y5, Y6 and Y7. So if I want to write expression for sum, I can write it as Y1, Y2, then Y4, then Y7, that means 1, 2, 4, 7, Y1, Y2, Y4 and Y7. Similarly, if I want to write for carry expression, it will be 3, 5, 3, 5, 6 and 7. So I am going to take my control lines here. Instead of S0, S1, S2, I am going to take A, B and C, S0, S1 and S2. If you look at here, my control lines are acting as a input for the full adder. So based on my control inputs, I am going to produce my sum and carry. So what I am going to take one OR gate here. So this OR gate going to take sum 1, 4, 2, 7. So I take one OR gate. For this I am going to keep Y1, Y2, then Y4, then Y7. This is going to produce my sum. I am going to take one more OR gate. This is going to produce the carry. For this I am going to take Y3, Y5, Y6 and Y7. So if I take my A, B, C, it's nothing but S0, S1 and S2. If I take all ones, let's take a simple example. If I take all ones, so your seventh one will be enabled. That means your whatever the D in 1, that one will be applied at the seventh line. The same one will be applied to this OR gate as well as this OR gate. You are going to produce sum 1 and carry 1. So because your y7 is common for the both sum as well as carry, if I make, let's take 0 0 1, in this case your y1 will be activated, so remaining all will be 0. That means y1 is 1 because your din is 1, the same one will be appeared here, this one will appear the sum, that means you are going to get sum 1 and carry 0. Similarly, if we take 0 1 1, that means y3 will be activated. So when y3 is activated, you are going to get carry 1 and sum 0. So you are going to get sum 0 and carry 1. If you look at it, when y3 is activated, y3 is connected to carry, so you are going to get carry 1. If you look at other outputs, it will be 0 because when you have a 0 1 1, your din will be connected to only y3 line. Similarly, take 1 0 0, that will be 4. So y4 will be activated, that means y4 will be connected to the sum, that means you are going to get sum 1 and rest all are zeros, that means you are going to get carry as 0. So this is how we can construct full adder circuit, a full adder circuit expression using demultiplexer.